When I say the best, I mean the best. But more on that in a minute, because it's just as important to talk about how I ended up here. To say that I was disappointed with my last meal in Chicago would be an understatement. My mouth was all set for a big juicy pork chop sandwich, but I ended up getting gaslighted. Bad experience or not, I was determined to find some good food. I know that Chicago has it, I just needed to keep looking for it. The search for good food in Chicago is not that easy though. Chicago is densely populated, and most restaurants don't have their own parking. So getting to the restaurant is a struggle, but that is only half the battle. Next, you'll have to find a spot to leave your car. You go through all of that hassle, all the while hoping that the restaurant isn't full. Nobody wants to stand around outside waiting for a table, especially not on a day like today when the rain just won't stop coming down. After all of that hassle, if plan A doesn't work, plan B might be a further 45-minute trek across the city. That's not to say that good restaurants are that spread out. However, if you have a taste for a certain kind of food, you may have to do some traveling if plan A ends up being a bust. Needless to say, food hunting in the Windy City is not for the weak of heart. On this day, for example, I was out shopping in Schaumburg, a suburb of Chicago, and I had a taste for some soul food. The plan was to meet up with my sister at Luella's Southern Kitchen. Well, that is a 45-minute drive on a good day. Today it was raining, so that made the trip even longer. That said, Luella's was well worth the hassle. Situated in northern Chicago, Luella's serves Southern-style soul food. Need I say more? This is a small restaurant, but I love how it is set up. You can get your own table if you're with someone. If not, you can grab a seat in the communal area. What I found interesting is that although you order your food at the register, a waiter will still bring it to your table. Speaking of ordering, I wanted to get the full experience, so don't judge me on all the food that I ordered. That full experience consisted of the Nashville hot chicken and waffles, an order of collard greens, macaroni and cheese, and you know that I had to get the candied yams. I started things off with the fried chicken. Now, I am really not a fried chicken person. I've had more than my fair share of the kernels, but when it comes to standard sit-down restaurants, I have never found fried chicken that I liked. Luella's changed that quickly. Their fried chicken, drizzled in their Nashville hot sauce, is smoking in more ways than one. This hot, crunchy, and spicy chicken is cooked to order and cooked to perfection. This all sat on a bed of waffles that were soaked in maple syrup. Yeah, this is well beyond cheat meal territory. If you're on a diet, you would need to eat this inside of the closet and burn all the evidence when you are done. I couldn't stop there though. There's no way that I'm getting anything close to this when I return to Vietnam in a few months. I had to see what lay over this food horizon. Let me get this out the way first. I was not a fan of the macaroni and cheese. It was good enough to eat, but I wouldn't order it again. My sister thought that it was the best that she had ever had though, so take that for what it's worth. The collard greens, on the other hand, were the best that I have ever had by a country mile. I just couldn't stop eating them. That is coming from a person that has never really liked collard greens. But from here on out, if you see me at Luella's, you should already know that I got a plate of greens. But have I mentioned the candied yams yet? The yams stole the show. In my opinion, you can't even say soul food without candied yams. If I'm at a soul food spot, I will always order candied yams no matter what. These brown, sugary, home-cooked tasty yams delivered all the way to the bank. I took some home to my mom, and she said that they reminded her of the candied yams that her grandmother used to make. Well, if you can't tell by now, then let me set the record straight. Luella's is my new favorite spot for when I'm in Chicago. If I am not there, you can best believe that I am somewhere thinking about going back.